Are you going to apologize to the mother or not?
I don't apologize for success.
You don't apologize for putting her son's life in danger and for putting the mission in jeopardy. Well, that's really disappointing and not befitting the type of leadership that our troops and families deserve. It's frankly a stunning lack of OPSEC. Privates are trained to do much better than that. It was reckless. And it sounds like that accountability doesn't extend as far as the Secretary of Defense. So I think you should resign. The mother says she wants you gone. And with that, I yield back.
That demand wasn't just emotional. It was an explosion at the heart of the hearing. What followed tore the veneer off Washington's polished stage and exposed something far more dangerous. Congressman Vindman didn't merely challenge the Secretary of Defense. He unleashed a full-on assault, accusing him of recklessness so severe it would have court-martialed any rank and file soldier. The allegation was chilling, a leaked operation that nearly cost an American pilot his life, with Pentagon leadership refusing to bear the consequences. The scene was surreal, the Secretary stonewalling instead of apologizing, Vindman hammering back with the ferocity of a battlefield exchange, and the mother of that endangered pilot watching the drama unfold in real time. Then came the twist that made the entire moment feel like a political thriller. Vindman himself is under investigation, turning the confrontation into a clash of damaged credibility. A man under fire demanding the resignation of another. And behind it all, the rumors grew louder. A cyber warfare freeze that may have left America dangerously exposed. At this point, the story transcends policy memos and bureaucratic procedure. It's about trust. Who has the judgment and integrity to hold the line when the stakes are life or death? And just when it seemed the tension had peaked, one promise lingered in the air. The next witness would blow the scandal wide open.
Vindman. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I ask unanimous consent to submit for the record an article. A distinguished member of this committee,
without objection, so ordered,
confirmed that there was, in fact, a pause in offensive cyber operations earlier this year. The SecDef just denied this. This committee deserves to know whether the Secretary just lied. Mr. Secretary, many believe you were underqualified for this role. You've been Secretary for 4.5 months now. For the sake of the American people and our service members, I hope you've done your homework since. Let's talk Indo-PACOM. What year has the Navy publicly set as the benchmark for being ready to fight a war with China?
Well, it needs to be right now. We know what China has said.
I'm glad to hear that, but there is a publicly set date.
Well, we know it wouldn't be prudent for me in this environment to reveal when we think we're ready. That's what China has said, and we understand what they're saying.
I asked
we want
for
to be
a year.
capable and ready for it.
Not a filibuster. 2027 is the year. According to unclassified DoD assessments, how many warships does China have in its Navy today?
Many and growing.
370. It's the largest Navy in the world. How many does the U.S. Navy have today?
Thanks to this budget, it's increasing
it's a number. I'm looking for a number.
But it's just south of 300.
296, pretty close. How many ships is China expected to field by 2030?
I believe that's a classified number, but it's going to go up at a rapid rate.
CMPR report that was released. There's an unclassified number.
It's going up at a rapid rate.
Let me help you out. 435. Let's see if we do better in EUCOM. What corridor in eastern Poland is vulnerable and a priority for U.S. reinforcements? It connects Belarus to a Russian region.
I'm sure you can tell me.
I can tell you. It's the Suwalki Gap. Which heavily militarized Russian territory connected the Suwalki Gap? It contains nuclear-capable missiles. It threatens all of NATO. It's right there in the middle of Eastern Europe.
I see we're playing a quiz game here.
It's
ultimately, thankfully, we're getting our NATO allies to step up in their spending to make sure that they can hold the line.
Mr. Secretary, I asked you a specific question. Thank you. It's Kaliningrad Oblast. So, what percentage of Ukrainian frontline casualties, let's talk drones, are now caused by FPV drones?
a very large percentage, and we're studying that conflict closely to understand
I hope so.
that fact.
It's over 70%. And which U.S. service has written doctrine or standardized procurement for integration of FPV drones?
That's the Army.
I wish that were the case, but actually the answer is none of them. So we're not prepared yet, and we need to get there fast. Let me turn to a different topic. A few weeks ago, when my office opened up in Fredericksburg, I spoke to the mother of one F-18 pilot who flew the March 15th mission over the Red Sea in Yemen that you discussed over Signal. I spoke to her again on Tuesday and asked her if there was anything she wanted me to bring up. She believes that you need to resign. She also had several questions, but one thing, she said she would appreciate an apology for putting classified information. Her son couldn't even tell her where the Truman was going, but into the Houthi PC small group signal chat that risked her son's life and the mission. Mr. Secretary, yes or no, do you think you owe her an apology?
Please make sure to let her know how grateful we are for the skill and heroism of her.
I am very much grateful. I'm sure everybody in this room is grateful. I'm proud of what her son has done. The question is, do you owe her an apology for your actions? Are you going to be accountable?
It was an incredibly successful mission. Her son did great work.
They did a magnificent
and
job.
Thankfully, the Houthi campaign was successful.
Secretary, I agree with you. Magnificent job. The performance of those pilots and Navy personnel, magnificent. We're talking about what you did and accountability. Are you going to apologize to the mother or not?
I don't apologize for success.
You don't apologize for putting her son's life in danger and for putting the mission in jeopardy. Well, that's really disappointing and not befitting the type of leadership that our troops and families deserve. It's frankly a stunning lack of OPSEC. Privates are trained to do much better than that. It was reckless. And it sounds like that accountability doesn't extend as far as the Secretary of Defense. So I think you should resign. The mother says she wants you gone. And with that, I yield back.
You thought that was the end? Not even close? What came next ripped away Washington's polished facade and exposed something far more dangerous. The Secretary of Defense wasn't merely accused of poor judgment. He was accused of leaking classified mission details in a private chat, details that nearly cost an American pilot his life. That pilot's mother, kept entirely in the dark, now demands his resignation. And when pressed for a simple apology, the Secretary coldly replied, "I don't apologize for success." The hearing room froze. Shockwaves rippled through the chamber, and yet that was only the beginning. This wasn't a theoretical policy debate. It was open warfare. Congressman Alexander Vindman pounded the Secretary with relentless precision, stripping away the thin gloss of national security and revealing deep cracks beneath. What began as an inquiry into America's cyber readiness unraveled into a scandal of leaked secrets, drone warfare failures, and a total collapse of accountability at the top. Vindman's first line of attack was the rumored pause in U.S. offensive cyber operations, a claim already whispered in intelligence circles. The Secretary denied it. Vindman didn't flinch. He accused the Pentagon of deliberately misleading Congress, a charge that, if true, would represent a profound breach of public trust. Then, with the room silent, he pivoted to what he called a slow-motion crisis unfolding inside the Pentagon. Attention shifted to the Pacific. Vindman demanded answers about us, preparedness against China's rising naval dominance. The Secretary offered the stock answer, 2027. Vindman called it terrifying. Why? Because China already boasts 370 warships compared to America's 296, and by 2030 that advantage could swell to 435, while Washington dithers over budgets, Beijing arms itself for war. Waiting until 2027 isn't readiness, it's surrender by delay. Then came Vindman's pop quiz. Could the Secretary identify the Suwalki Gap, the narrow corridor linking Belarus to Russian territory, one of NATO's most vulnerable choke points? The Secretary hesitated. Vindman supplied the answer. This wasn't trivia. It was a test of whether America's top defense official understood the world's most dangerous flashpoints. His hesitation spoke volumes. From there, Vindman turned to Ukraine. His question was devastatingly simple. What percentage of Ukrainian frontline casualties are now caused by FPV drones? The answer, over 70. These cheap, first-person view drones are rewriting the nature of combat. And when asked which U.S. service branch has doctrine or procurement plans to counter them, the reply was chilling. Not the Army, not the Army, not the Air Force. The Pentagon is watching the battlefield evolve in real time and failing to adapt. Then came the breaking point. Vindman recounted his conversation with the mother of an F-18 pilot who flew a classified mission over the Red Sea. According to her, the secretary himself had revealed classified details in a private signal chat. In a private signal chat, she believed it put her son's life at risk. All she wanted was an apology, Vindman pressed. Do you owe her an apology, yes or no? The secretary praised the mission, applauded the pilots, and then delivered the line that dropped the room into stunned silence. I don't apologize for success. Vindman erupted. Even privates are drilled never to leak classified information. For the Secretary of Defense to allegedly do so, and then refuse accountability, was, in Vindman's words, a catastrophic failure of leadership. And then he dropped the hammer. I think you should resign. Vindman insisted this wasn't political theater. It was a call for accountability. If junior officers are held to strict standards, the same must apply at the very top. Anything less, he warned, erodes the very foundation of trust in the military chain of command. But the drama didn't end there. Vindman himself remains under investigation. Critics argue his fiery performance was a diversion, a way to shield himself from scrutiny. Was he a whistleblower or a showman hiding behind outrage? That question lingers. But whether you see him as patriot or opportunist, the issues he raised cannot be ignored. Is America truly prepared for the wars looming ahead? Or are we clinging to the hope that our adversaries wait until we're ready? While Washington wastes time in budget battles and political games, the world races forward. Drones dominate battlefields. China builds warships at breakneck speed. Eastern Europe remains a powder keg, and each day lost makes America more vulnerable. In moments like this, rehearsed talking points collapse. Leaders must confront the uncomfortable. Vindman's questions weren't just sharp, they were essential. Because in the end, this isn't about politics. It's about whether the world's most powerful military is led by people capable of admitting mistakes and fixing them before it's too late. So now it's your turn. Was Vindman right to demand a resignation? Or was this just performance disguised as patriotism? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want more unfiltered moments that cut through the spin and reveal what's really happening in Washington, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and stay tuned. Because this story is only just beginning.